I'd like to welcome you to the Elmore County Commission work session dated Monday, April 11th, 2022. We'll call this meeting to order. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you who are visiting with us today. We appreciate your attendance and participation in local government. Today we have a great opportunity that we do each year. It's an opportunity for us to recognize Child Abuse Prevention Month, and with a proclamation from the County Commission in support of the efforts made by many in our county to protect the innocent and to do all that we can to ensure that children are given opportunities to have a safe and healthy home environment. So I'd like to invite Ms. Stacy Reed, if you'd come up to the podium. I know that Michelle Wood from DHR is not with us today. I think that her daughter is having surgery. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
So we certainly hope that that went well. We will give you an opportunity to share with us a little bit about this Child Abuse Prevention Month, and if any commissioners have any comments or questions following your remarks, we'll do that.
Okay, thank you so much for having us tonight. DHR's mission is to provide for the protection, well-being, and self-sufficiency of all the children living in Elmore County. During 2021, Elmore County DHR investigated 563 reports of possible abuse and neglect, which involved 814 children living in Elmore County. That's an average of 47 reports a month. Of the reports received in 2021, 33% of those were found to be true, with 49% of those for physical abuse, 35% of those for sexual abuse, and 15% of those for neglect. During 2021, Elmore County DHR averaged approximately 85 children in foster care, which is a huge jump from 2020, where we averaged about 68 children in foster care. Prevention of abuse is effective as a result of partnerships among local agencies, schools, faith communities, civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. April is a time to celebrate the important role that every community partner plays in protecting children. Elmore County DHR encourages all individuals and organizations to do their part in making Elmore County a safer place for children and families. I'm going to read the Child Abuse Proclamation. Whereas preventing child abuse and neglect is a community challenge that requires the involvement of people throughout the community. Whereas child maltreatment often occurs when people find themselves in stressful situations without community resources and they do not know how to adequately cope. Whereas the majority of child abuse cases stem from situations and conditions that are preventable in an engaged and supportive community. Whereas child abuse and neglect can be reduced by making sure each family has the support they need to raise their children in a healthy environment. Whereas all citizens should become involved in supporting families in raising their children in safe, nurturing environments. Whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships created among social service agencies, schools, faith communities, civic organizations, law enforcement, and the business community. Therefore, we do hereby proclaim April as Child Abuse Prevention Month and call on all citizens, community agencies, faith groups, medical facilities, and businesses to increase their participation in efforts to support families, thereby preventing child abuse and strengthening the communities which we live. Signed by District Judge Patrick Pinkston, Henry Hines, District 1, Matt Doherty, District 2, Troy Stubbs, Chairman, Bart Mercer, District 4, and Desiree Lewis, District 5.
All right, thank you very much. We certainly appreciate you not only being here tonight, but spearheading the efforts to bring this to people's attention, and I certainly appreciate you sharing with us some statistics. I think that probably most people in Elmore County don't really know how many instances of child abuse take place or what types of child abuse are happening in our neighborhoods and in our communities. So I think bringing light to that and providing people with some perspective is very valuable. So thank you. Any comments or questions from commissioners?
Just want to thank all of you and what you do for the county and for our children. I was honored to participate in the reading by Judge Pinkston the other day, and it's very rewarding to see all of the employees there and how they're dedicated to helping our children of the county. Thank you.
I know we've all heard the guidance over our adult life, probably even growing up, is, spend your time doing something that means something. And I can tell you, y'all have surely fulfilled that guidance or that wisdom. I appreciate what y'all do. Anyone that will abuse or neglect a child, someone that's the most innocent, people in our society. I appreciate y'all spending time to prevent that, to bring attention to that, and do what you can to keep our children safe.
As being a GAL in Elmore County, you ladies and the guys that we have now already know how much I appreciate you all for taking care of the kiddos. I tell you guys that every first Wednesday when we're in court or any cases that I have that come through, and it's always nice to see it directly and be able to know firsthand what you all do. And it is always just a privilege that we were able to do this to recognize our department here in Elmore County every April. So again, thank you. Thank you for taking care of the children in Elmore County. You ladies are awesome, and guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Chairman Stubbs was spot on when he said most people don't realize exactly the extent of what y'all do. And from a law enforcement perspective, for a lot of years in Elmore County, I've had the opportunity to know firsthand and see firsthand what y'all do in the middle of the night sometimes when there's that final word called DHR, And thank you so much. It's priceless what y'all do for the citizens and especially the kids in Elmore County to have that resource that we know that we can call and get help for that family or that child. Thank you.
We'd like to get a group picture together with the proclamation, so if y'all or whoever would like to participate will come and stand here. We've got several people that can take pictures, and we can make sure we get them. All right, we will proceed to our next item of business, our next section here, regular business, a review of the minutes of the March 28, 2022 commission meeting. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll proceed. Review the memorandum of warrants for the period of March 19, 2022 through March 31, 2022. Mr. Byer?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, for that time period, the memorandum of warrants was $1,359,181.91.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? All right, our next item is a public hearing. We will invite Ms. Tiffany Horton to come to the podium. This public hearing is to close out an infrastructure improvement project related to Community Development Block Grant Fund Project number CYEDPF 18014, awarded by the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs. And for some context, this is related to the healthcare facility adjacent to Lowe's, in which we, as a county, served as a conduit to facilitate this grant project, which assisted with some of the infrastructure needs to what I would call a new facility, but really it's not new anymore. It's been there for over 2 years. So we're excited to see this project, our part of the project, come to a close, which certainly means that we're moving in the right direction. So Tiffany.
Well, the reason for this hearing is to solicit closing comments concerning the project. And if anyone has any questions or comments or opinions that you would like to discuss now, please raise your hand for the floor.
I don't think we have anyone here in the audience who has necessarily any comments directly related to this, but I do want to just say that this project is, I think, very important to our community, and we didn't know how important it was to our community when it was started. And then the pandemic moved forward, and the facility there having the ability to do testing, do vaccinations, and all of the other things that they were able to do there, I think was a great help to our community, and bringing in professionals. You know, we've added a lot of services to Elmore County that are in that facility, that people are not having to drive as far for follow-up appointments and checkups with some of their specialists. So I think all in all, this was a great, very meaningful project, and I think this is the type of project that community development block grants are for. It's something that helps and serves the entire community.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our next item, old business. Consider one appointment to the Wetumpka Impact Crater Commission. Appointment due April 11, 2022. That is today. We still do not have any candidates listed, nor has anyone submitted any paperwork to be on this commission. We'll continue to work with that group to identify someone who will be a contributing member of that Crater Commission. Our next item is a notice of a public hearing on Thursday, April 21st, 2022, at 10 a.m. to discuss proposed vacation by adjoining landowner of an unnamed road off Shadowwood Lane. And it is important to note that this will take place on Thursday, April the 21st at 10 a.m. This is not our normal county commission meeting that week due to us having Student Government Day, where we have the seniors from all of the local high schools come and participate in a county commission meeting. So that will take place on Thursday at 10 a.m., April the 21st. Our next item, new business, discuss approving chairman and/or COO to execute the design contract with Dalehoff Thomas for the redevelopment of Hohenberg Field and participate in up to 50% of the cost of design services with the city of Wetumpka. Mr. Byer?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, this is a follow-up to, this is the next step for the Hohenberg project. We originally, a few months ago, embarked on a master plan with the City of Wetumpka and Board of Education for the Hohenberg property. We are also simultaneously working on them about their sports complex. But this is in the same vein as our project with the City of Millbrook and Board of Education and ACETA and the Y in the City of Millbrook. And making improvements to this Hohenberg Park would also be an economic development boost to the area as well. So the design contract in front of you is, as it says, up to 50%. We're still trying to see how the partners between us and the Board of Education, everything works out between construction and design. So that is why we're asking for the 50%, as we have done in the past with the City of Millbrook.
All right, thank you. And I'll just comment briefly on this project. I think for some perspective, Hohenberg Field for many, many years was owned by the Elmore County Board of Education. It served as the home field for Wetumpka High School football and other sports. With the construction of the new facility on Coosa River Parkway, the Board of Education has exchanged that facility for other property with the city of Wetumpka. So they've done some land swap, which allows the city of Wetumpka to now own that property, not just the stadium, but the entire, almost the entire block. I think there's a couple of residential lots there. But if you've been out there, there's a lot of acreage there and opportunity for development in that part of the city of Wetumpka on the west side of the river. So we're excited to participate in this project with the city of Wetumpka for a better use for that facility. Any comments or questions from commissioners? All right, hearing none, we will proceed. Consider authorizing chairman and/or COO to execute necessary documents to secure AT&T Internet Services for a 3-year term under State of Alabama Master Agreement T413 Ethernet Enterprise Internet.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Mr. Chairman, if you will allow me, this item and the next item are tied together.
Okay, we'll bundle them together.
Years ago, the county commission entered into a contract with Unity to increase the bandwidth into the different buildings and improve services and take our telecommunication cost in general and reduce those. A lot of changes have happened in technology since then. We've also had several events, including a tornado and a hurricane, that have proven that having one internet provider is not always the most secure way for us to conduct business, especially at our facility with our judicial complex, sheriff's department, and EOC. And so what we tasked our CIO, Shane Pittman, with was to look at our current usage and bills from Unity and come up with a plan to where we had some redundancy. We have 2 items, as mentioned by the chairman, AT&T, and then the next item was Spectrum. AT&T holds a state contract, and we are able to enter into that contract without going through a bid process. The reason it's in front of you is it's a multi-year contract. The next portion of the agenda item was Spectrum. We had to bid that because Unity held the state contract, and when we were pricing those between Spectrum and Unity, there was a substantial cost savings going directly with Spectrum. And so AT&T's contract and the bid award for Spectrum together is less than we are paying for our current service, and we end up increasing our capacity about 4-fold into all our facilities as well, our bandwidth. So anyway, that's kind of some backstory of why one is under state contract and one is a separate bid. But what it's going to do is it's going to provide us that redundancy, and it's going to provide us the ability to continue functioning, and we're doing it at a cost that's less than what we're paying currently. Just as a side note, our telephones that were also under the Unity contract will be swapping over as we're going through the rest of our energy savings project with Snyder. So all that will be revamped and done, and all that will be at less cost. So as many of you came in office in the 2016 timeframe, we talked about reviewing things constantly and trying to find better ways to do business. This is one of those examples of how staff has been trying to fine-tune ways that we could be more flexible in what we do, but also be more efficient with the funds that we have.
All right, thank you. We certainly appreciate the effort put forth by Shane and the rest of the group to identify opportunities to not only save money, but improve the services for our staff and our facilities and subsequently the people of Elmore County. Any comments or questions on either of those items? All right, our next item, consider awarding bid for re-roofing the Elmore County Public Works building to the lowest responsible bidder, GMC Blue Service, Inc.
Mr. Chairman, inside your packet, you have a bid tab for the 8 bidders that bid on the replacement of the old shop roof. That shop has been in place for several decades. Actually, it's 2 shops that were connected together early on in my tenure, so some of that roofing is well over 20 years old. We're experiencing a lot of problems with the roof in terms of leaks and areas rusting out. So this contract here it was included in the budget, and this is just an award to the lowest bidder. I believe Mr. David Lee and his team helped with Roof Asset Management, helped us not only put the specs together, but administer it. And they are recommending GMC Blue Service, the lowest responsible bidder, to be our awardee.
All right, thank you. Any comments or questions? All right, hearing none, we'll proceed now with consent docket, approved travel memorandum. approve proposed plat, new quarters, run, 13 lots. Personnel notifications, notification of termination of Kelly Brand, Equipment Operator 2, effective 3/31/2022. Notification of termination of Jacob Colby Nelson, Corrections Officer, effective 3/27/2022. Notification of resignation of Kaylin Mullins, Administrative Assistant, effective 3/31/2022. Notification of hire of Jalen Johnson, Administrative Assistant, replace Kay Mullins, effective 4/18/2022. We'll proceed now with reports to the commission. Mr. Byer.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, just a few items to update you on. First, the tornadoes last week that were impacting the county in the Wetumpka and Kent areas. Many of you have seen the updates where the one in the Wetumpka area was a EF2, the one in Kent was a EF0. According to EMA this morning, we had a little over 30 properties affected. We had 10 homes with minor damage, one with major damage, and we had one destroyed during that event. Most of that damage would be in the Wetumpka area, around the Harrogate Springs area as well. But wanted to thank not only the public safety forces and fire departments and public works, but also our power companies. They worked tirelessly. I think we had some very good comments back, especially the day of the storm, and getting some of those residents back into the heavily affected area in Harrogate Springs. With those events last week, we had a high amount of rain that's impacted a lot of our dirt roads. I know Commissioner Hines has had a high number of those, especially today, as people are coming back after the weekend. But it's affected a lot of our rural areas. The Public Works, led by Luke McGinney, are working heavily on that. So we'll be trying to get those back into good shape. At the same time, we have reduced the amount of people that are working on removal of the woody debris, but we're continuing to pick that up. We had all our forces focused on that last week, and now we're trying to resume back so we can get to those other items. That's one reason that some of the dirt roads are having to see attention this week, because we were trying to get roads cleared and make sure they were safe to travel on, and not have trees everywhere. A brief mention of County Government Day was made just a few minutes ago. That will be next Thursday. We'll have an abbreviated time frame to get items into the agenda for next week. We'll do that tomorrow and have them due towards the end of this week. But this will be the first time that a couple of you have participated in County Government Day as a county commissioner. It's a good activity, and I know at the 9:15 hour is when we have all the elected officials here to speak to the high school seniors, and then also they experience the county commission meeting. So we have a few items we know of. We're trying not to make it so long that they dread coming to County Government Day, but we also want to make sure they have some business to see y'all conduct and be able to handle that. Also next week, right on the tail of County Government Day, is our county spring clean. I know Commissioner Hines is going to mention this. He's been working very hard over the last week or so, just trying to get attendance up for that event. But Wednesday is our last day for sign up. That doesn't mean people can't participate. What that means is after Wednesday, it's going to be difficult for us to guarantee getting them supplies, because we're just trying to get bags and the best we can, get them gloves and vest. The bags aren't a problem. We've been having trouble with getting the gloves and the vest just because of supply chain issues. Also, I'm not going to steal Commissioner Hines' thunder on this, but he's going to give an update on the residential waste contract. You've got some information in front of you. It's kind of a draft. We think it's ready to go. We're waiting on Arrow to get some things in place, but our intent is to get that to the media and start releasing that later this week, so citizens have all the answers they need in terms of what's going to happen come the end of May. We're still working on the FY23 budget prep. As I mentioned a few meetings ago, departments have till the beginning of May to get all that information in. We're going to go ahead and start scheduling meetings with the different commissioners and the chairman related to the department, so we could go over that. And our plan still is, as we're working inside the 23 cycle, is to have all that pay analysis done so we're ready for the FY25 budget and the end of the temporary premium pay. Other than that, staff is working hard on a number of projects. I'll be glad to give you an update on those if you have specific questions, but I don't want to take up too much more time. We have a short other agenda, so I could spend about an hour giving you an update on the rest of the projects going on. So, Mr. Chairman, that's all I have in the way of report. If y'all have any questions or comments for me.
All right, thank you. We appreciate that. We'll now proceed with reports from the commission. We'll begin with Commissioner Hines.
Thank you, Chairman. As just spoke about, the ERA disposal service is our new service to all our residents. In the next couple of weeks, ERA will be touching base with our residents that have accounts with Waste Management this time and be delivering cans out in the first and the middle of May, so that if someone does not get a can dropped off, there'll be a number and a email that they can contact and get their service taken care of after the first wave. The big thing is it's going to be all of unincorporated Elmore County, the city of Wetumpka, town of Elmore, town of Eclectic, and town of Deatsville. So we look forward to ERA taking over and making a smooth transaction with all our residents on that. And the contracts is sent to them, and they've sent it to us, and I think all of you have it in your packet to look over. If you see something that we need to change within the next day, please let us know so that we can make that little change and get everything done. But we pretty well touched on everything. Also, Chairman, I want to thank our EMA department. They've done an outstanding job this last week taking care of us and keeping us informed, and all our residents need to pay attention, as we've already got a notice for this week, another storm coming in. So anything we can do to help out there, we'll gladly be of help. Our highway department done an outstanding job, as Richie just said, trying to clear trees. We had roads blocked, and our utility company done a super job of getting everybody back on power real quick. We had thousands of people out of power, but they hit it on the run. It was 11 miles of tornado, two different ones that hit our county on F1 and an F0, but they done a lot of damage in that 11 miles. Thank all our volunteers, because without them, the volunteer fire departments and all helping out, I don't think we could have got it done. And the last thing is, of course, I got a toot on it, is the cleanup week coming up, the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. We've had several groups sign up. As said, please get signed up by the 13th. Any group you have, so that our highway department can get the bags to them, and they can relate to them and tell them where we'll be picking up the trash Monday. The great thing about it is we're going to have the hobo cleanup on Lake Jordan. That'll be Saturday, so if anybody wants to help out then, they'll be serving food, lunch for the people who are working and cleaning up Lake Jordan. Also, we have the Renew the Lakes with the Russell Land and the other corporation up there working on Lake Martin the same weekend, and Commissioner Daughtry is well involved in that, and I want to thank him for helping out on all the cleaning up and this done. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Daughtry.
I don't have anything at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Mercer.
Thank you, Chairman. Normally, fortunately, we can, when we have a storm event affect Elmore County, we can point to one event, but unfortunately, this last 3 weeks, I guess it's been, we've had some kind of a storm event adversely affect the county, and this week is going to be about the same. But I as well want to say how much I appreciate our county EMA and Keith Barnett and his group there, our Public Works Department, our volunteer fire departments, and our Sheriff's Department for being there to initially respond to a storm event, clear the roads, make sure people are safe, and the ongoing work that it takes to recover from these type of events. The next thing I report on is related to broadband. As we all know, we've last week the legislative session ended for this year. One of the things that's most important to Elmore County and many people in the state is the suite of bills that were passed and subsequently signed by the governor that will result in a constitutional amendment being on the ballot this next election that will, if approved, will allow counties to participate with broadband providers for expansion projects, broadband expansion projects. As we all know, access to broadband is vitally important for our businesses and our citizens. Currently, a county cannot participate with a provider and helping to encourage expansion in a particular area of the county that they know that needs service. And so if these amendments are passed, then that will give the county's ability to participate in such projects. That's all I have, Chairman.
Excuse me. Thank you. Commissioner Lewis Jackson.
Yes, Chairman, just real briefly, just also wanted to say thank you to our EMA, Highway Department, Public Works, First Responders, Fire Department. I will say that it is very, very important and we're very thankful for the Facebook updates that you guys put. I'm probably one of your biggest fans and sharing everything. As always, you're going to guarantee seeing Commissioner Lewis sharing it on her Facebook page. But that's just another way we can reach out to our community and let our citizens know, along with the alarms and everything. So we really do appreciate it as we prepare for another storm week. Is it supposed to be Wednesday? We're looking at Wednesday. So, of course, we will be prepared. I'm here in Elmore County. Thank you again.
All right, thank you. I appreciate my fellow commissioners and their reports and their efforts to serve the people of Elmore County. I'd like to just highlight one thing from our agenda tonight, and if you'll notice the personnel notifications, we had one resignation this time period. In our previous meetings, the last couple of meetings, we've had very few resignations, and I think that we have long made efforts to try to minimize turnover, attrition, all of those things to maintain some continuity in the services that we provide to the citizens of Elmore County. And part of that continuity is retaining good quality employees who have a desire to serve and to fulfill their duties and responsibilities. And I think we can attribute a portion of this minimal turnover recently to the extended premium pay that has been awarded through some of the federal funds that have trickled down to the county, and our decision, instead of what some municipalities and counties have done, where they have given a one-time bonus, a hazard pay bonus or something like that to whoever was working at that time. They received that one-time bonus, and then that was it. Well, all you've got to do is be on the payroll for that day that they give the bonus, and you get the bonus, and then you can walk and you can go to another job. What we've done is we've made this a 3-year time period where over those 3 years, the employees will continue to receive that added benefit on a quarterly basis, subject to their employment. So with that, there's an incentive for employees to stay and continue to do their job rather than getting a one-time bonus and jumping ship to the better paycheck or the better whatever may be on where the grass may be greener, so to speak. So I really think that we, having thought this through in an effort to maintain a continuity of service and a positive work environment, this allows us to do that over a period of time. And during these next 3 years, we'll make every effort in our budgeting process to ensure that we can maintain that in year 4, 5, 6, and so on. If we do a good job over the next 3 years, or now not fully 3 years, 2.5 years, if we do a good job, then in year 4, we will continue to have the funding necessary to maintain those levels of pay, which will hopefully make us continue to be more competitive and retain quality employees, which is what we set out to do when we did this. So I'm excited to see that. I hope we continue to see a similar result. I will now turn the time over to Brittany for important calendar dates.
Thank you. On Thursday, April 21st is County Government Day. We'll have the commission work session at 10 a.m. with the business meeting immediately following. Friday, April 22nd through Sunday, April 24th is Elmore County Spring Cleanup Weekend. On Monday, May 9th, we'll have the commission work session at 5 p.m. with the business meeting immediately following.
All right, thank you. We'll reconvene shortly. Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the Elmore County Commission business meeting dated Monday, April 11, 2022. We'll call this meeting to order. I will offer an invocation, following which Commissioner Mercer will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'll join me in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we are grateful for this opportunity to gather together this evening. We're grateful for the beautiful day, for the safety that we enjoyed during the tumultuous weather last week. We are grateful for thy guiding hand, and especially grateful during this Easter season as we celebrate this special week and the resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We are grateful for his example and for his guiding hand through our lives. We ask thee to bless each of us that we might have thy perspective and guidance and understanding as we go through this mortal life. We ask thee to bless all of our friends and family, bless the members of our community with safety and good health and happiness. And this we ask and pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Ms. Brittany, would you call roll?
Commissioner Hines?
Here.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Here.
Chairman Stubbs?
Here.
Commissioner Mercer?
Here.
Commissioner Jackson?
Here.
Is there a motion to approve the Child Abuse Prevention Month proclamation?
Motion.
Go ahead.
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Proceeding now with regular business. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the March 28, 2022 Commission meeting?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the memorandum of warrants for the period of March 19, 2022 through March 31, 2022?
Motion approved.
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Proceeding now with new business. Is there a motion to approve the chairman and/or COO to execute the design contract with Dale Hoff Thomas for the redevelopment of Hohenberg Field and participate in up to 50% of the cost of design services with the city of Wetumpka?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve authorizing chairman and/or COO to execute necessary documents to secure AT&T Internet services for a 3-year term under State of Alabama Master Agreement T413 Ethernet and Ethernet Enterprise Internet?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve awarding bid inquiry 2022-17 Direct Internet Service Enterprise Internet Service Provider to the lowest responsible bidder, Spectrum Enterprises?
Motion approved.
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve awarding bid for re-roofing the Elmore County Public Works building to the lowest responsible bidder, GMC Blue Service, Inc.?
Motion approved.
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the consent docket as presented in the work session?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
We will forego the personnel notifications. Are there any additional reports to the commission? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Ms. Brittany?
Commissioner Hines?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes,
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
we are adjourned.